Hello.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone it was called.
It's pronounced Lanosha. I thought it was Lanoskea. Well then. Alright, it's called Lanosha.
Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed
Guess
him
what?
and his legion
What?
of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left
So
to wreak
hello.
havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen.
You're still awake?
Must be stopped.
Oh my. Jeez.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it?
Hello. I just learned that it's pronounced Lanosha, not Lanoskea.
The sea is Leviathan's
So there's that.
uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
FF14 is your cocaine? Oh, it's about to be for me.
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
No, not at all. Took about as long as any other time.
If I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
That he did.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
Let's give him the side-eye.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
I am now officially the warrior of light. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the Primal, you'll begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What happened? What is it? Message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Yastola said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan. We know how they went about it. This man is of their number. What could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limzo's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? This testimony could yield us any manner of advantage. Do we not hear it? Damn it all. Twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Theris, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. The storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. The Grey Fleet. God, that's all the way over here. The God's grip. Oh, baby. Is his grip? What is that thing? So bright. Oh, stuff that I've never noticed. Like flying about. Lighthouse over there. Oh, crew, our weapons. Did you do the boss thing? No, I haven't. Yesterday, before I went to sleep, I looked up the hard modes. Apparently they're different. They got a lot more mechanics to them. Apparently Titan, out of all of them, is the hardest. Now look here, you'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. Is this the same guy who told me he beat Titan? But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. Before I mucked out the chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... It's the same fucker. I could tell by his goddamn loincloth. That's not a loincloth. By his goddamn Speedo. Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days? Do you hear me complaining? Look at his fucking shit-eating grin. Look at that shit. But I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, alright. I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Tracto made a generous soul. Now pick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you king. The tale of Tractum's epic victory over the dreaded primal Leviathan. Leviathan is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as members long. And that's no mean feat, let me tell you. His member? He's talking about his dick? When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Or that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for himself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now there's some as say you can never truly beat Leviathan. That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company though. Did he say he was gonna stop doing this? It's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention, so I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them. And that don't happen much. Remember, it's tiny. It's pathetic. He was talking about his dick. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking my duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. Great big massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast. With a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. Also bloody scared, I sold myself right then and there. Oh god, just remember the day it made me soil myself all over again. What the fuck? Hey wait, if you're here asking after Leviathan, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible, dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in a gullet at the bottom of the sea. Or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying whore, son. I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. There, this has been Philly. Are you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? Beg your pardon, Leviathan? I see, that's just unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. That was quick. We await you at the Morby dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you're able. I'll I'll go for the what's it called? I'll finish the relic stuff after I fight Leviathan. I can't believe who's actually talking about his dick. I'm told your jaunt to Gravely proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. Enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whorl leader, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I am not one to tempt fate. The Whorl leader and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give her the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the Whorl leader may not be pretty. I assure you she is capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Naldic and Vimelis are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Sahagan and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defenses. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Tancred and Y'shtola would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. Would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Tancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Yugiri the fifth. But what words have I for the woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of mine own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Ceres. May the crystal bless and keep you. The duty finder has been updated. Alright, well, if you're still here and you want to do this, I'll add you to the party. Alright. I do that. Bam, bam, bam. Hello. There it is. Ooh, these drums though. Oh god, I died. Oh my god. Oh, the music. Oh my god, I thought. Jeez. He hits hard. God. Hey. That was pretty fun. The music got sick at the end right there. Buffs are static, but apparently not. Oh, I'll turn this in and then we can do the they call it Ifrit. We defeated Leviathan.
Are sworn to strive till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Yeah, sure. You're just trying to impress her.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
BRB, alright.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning, but when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
If you end up weird advice at 29th hour.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
In an hour sleep? Right.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have it in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Aguirre. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Urin man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Luminous society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far in their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's a letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Good luck. The heck was he playing? For the machinist? No, that's for a dancer, I guess. Got business with me, Venture? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So you're the woman the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eating grin. But with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ooh. Ah, and you must be the far easterner what Merwib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I am Aguirre of Doma. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. Simply better for business that we remain unseen. So you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, you Gurry of do-what's-it. We can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Ah, that didn't come out right, did it? Lady Sarah, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When the time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Level 90 weapon coffer. Oh. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Manfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. That I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, warrior of light. Till we meet again. Son of a bitch.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo, though I cannot well explain the how of it. It would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was as we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is aught amiss?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
Like, the entire thing?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
So they just blew them up? Oh my god.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Why'd he stay behind? What's happening?
It is done, my lord.
Telegi Adulegis, manservant. What?
I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
What? What? Why'd he get so creepy?